Not much money actually had been handed over to them. Raj had given them about 50,000 for the expenditure out here. It has not come out as of now whether any big consideration was there, considering Raj's financial background. He doesn't come from an affluent background. In fact, he comes from a very financially poor background. So this thing has not come, but we will see whether there is a financial angle, a property angle to this. As of now, at this juncture, it is very clear that it is a love angle which has happened. Raj is the mastermind. These are friends of his, and they wanted to get rid of him in various places. And I want to tell you also, in fact, they first, like I said, they wanted to get rid of him, eliminate him somewhere in Guwahati. It did not materialize. They wanted to eliminate him in Nongriat, but they didn't find a place to dispose the body. They wanted to do it between Maulakhyat and Wesaudong also, when late Raja went to actually attend nature's call, but that also didn't fructify. Finally, they did it in Wesaudong. Much is to be ascertained by gathering evidence and all that. So we have acquired evidence. What I want to tell you all today is the accused have all admitted to this offence. Sonam has admitted her complicity out here. This whole thing had happened, in fact, right from Indore. Just before her marriage to Raja, it was hatched, and the mastermind of this is Raj. Sonam played along with this plan, and she was part of this plan. She was also a partner in this plan. The three people, very young people, I think 21 years and 19 years, they were friends among themselves, and one of them is a cousin of Raj. And it was not a kind of a contract killing which they planned. Yes, the plan was to kill, but they did a favor for their friend Raj. And actually, right from the month of February in Indore, they had thought of ways where Sonam would disappear. And probably after disappearing, one instance was make her get washed by a river. Another instance was murder somebody, put her in her scooty, burn that person's body, claim that it is Sonam's. But all these things didn't fructify. And so when Raja and Sonam got married and they came for darshan to Kamakhya, so the other group also had come here. In fact, the three people had come much before, a few days before, on the 19th. And they had plans actually to eliminate Raja somewhere in Guwahati. Since it didn't fructify there also, Sonam made the plan actually to come to Shillong and Sora, and that's how this thing panned out, whereby they met in Nongriat, and from Nongriat came out together, and on their way to Wesaudong, Raja, all of them were there inside the parking lot. Two of the assailants all three, in fact, one by one, they had hacked him. And she was there, and the body was thrown. Thereafter, this happened about between 2 to 2:18. At about 2:18, they left that place. Uh, the raincoat which Sonam was wearing, she had given it to Akash, who had thrown his shirt, which had a blood spurt. Akash, in fact, one of the scooties was driven by Sonam when they left by Saudam, and when they reached AV Point, Akash got down in AV Point to throw the raincoat which was given by Sonam because it was blood-stained. I think a few days back when we recovered, we were not very sure whether it was stained by blood or some other material. But now we have confirmed that yes, it is blood, and we'll be sending that for forensic. Thereafter, Akash took over this, the scooty, and Sonam became the pillion rider. Anand Kurmi drove the bike which Raja and Sonam had hired and left it in Saura Rim. From there on, just after Latmau Plum, we are trying to ascertain which place. She boarded a taxi, and Vicky, who's Vishal Chauhan, had given her a burqa which Raj had given it to her, had given to him. She wore this burqa, came to Police Bazaar, took tourist taxi down to Guwahati, and in Guwahati she went to Lokra, ISBT. ISBT boarded a bus to Siliguri. Siliguri changed bus. She went to Patna. From Patna took a train from Patna she took, I think, a bus to Ara, no? From Ara, and from Ara she took a train to Lucknow. Lucknow she took a bus to Indore. And there was one day, I think, I can't recall the date. There was one day where the local media here had actually interviewed the guide who had gone down, and the guide had mentioned there were 3 people, and it was on that day when these people came to know that 3 people had been identified or actually had been profiled, that Raj told Sonam that better leave Indore and come out somewhere in Siliguri and resurface there as a victim of abduction. But it just so happened that on the 8th, when Sonam was leaving from Indore, the 2 operational teams from here were in UP and Madhya Pradesh. And when the first arrest was made in UP, somehow Raj got this information that some people had abducted. He was not sure who abducted because our team and the UP team were in civil dress. He came to know that that some abduction had taken place. Not too sure whether it was the police or some other people, but panicked. And when he panicked, he told Sonam, wherever you are, call up your family and say that you've just escaped from an abduction. And that's how this whole thing was, it came to light.